Oh, hello, back again. Right, now the next one we've got, third in, so we're getting through them. Don't you worry, I've got to be back at work in 20 minutes, so I'm running out of time. Wish I didn't have to go back to work, I'd much rather do this. But, you know, people do this as a living. Like, they don't go to work, they just do, like, YouTube videos and stuff, and they try and claim after they've been doing it a couple of years that it's, like, an actual job, and it's just as hard as, like, working in an office for 9 hours a day. It's not. I'm doing this on my lunch break and I quite enjoy it. So yeah, so this one is the less known Moist Creature. Now I've never heard of these, to be fair, but the reason I was drawn to them was the first song is called Hate. And Leave It Alone, Shotgun, Gasoline, you know, all this, the typical. I mean, what album is this? If this is 1999, it's going to blow me away. 96. Oh, so these guys were leading, powering ahead before even S Club 7 even, you know, sniffed their own pants. So there's a few very angry titles on here, but the one that's, I saw, there's track 2 here. It doesn't have tracks. This was at the time when tracks were uncool. Track 2, although you got to count. Maybe it was like
Oh yeah, because on here I think we can go straight home.
They've gone now. It's really hard doing this. It's like people walk past you, makes you feel how, you know, these other celebrities feel and everything. I'm trying to do a fucking show here. People keep walking past and then obviously they think, who's that fucking weirdo in the car? So yeah, the one I wanted to play on this one, which jumped out at me, was Theme from Cola. So that should be an interesting one. So we put that in. I got the lyrics here so we can all sing along. This is the legacy of waste. Waste all the things we turn to dust. Simple if we would like to ban. Punished by words I'm taken. Finally pressed, you like to know. Then for the trip unfolding. And that's just as we go. I'll take it. I'm still remembering, never meant to go there. I'll die awake. So as you see, I mean, I don't know if it's you, but I'm getting a very like Manic Street Preachers type vibe here. That kind of angry but with no real aggression whatsoever. I'm designed for life. I mean, I'll just stop that straight there because I think it's a load of fucking shit. I wasn't really a fan of that whole 90s thing. Manic Street Preachers, blah, 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 blah. Did you like the bit of Jarvis Cocker I was doing in there? Waste all the things we turn to dust. Oh. Might have been a bit over the top, but there you go. Put that down again. Whatever common people do. But yeah, it's fucking shit, isn't it, really? Hate crowded by the empty room. I'm going to read you an extract from Hate. Hate crowded by the empty room. Bitterness will run you through. If you're in the way, love broken by the dragon's wings. Prayed for one bright thing, but guess I'll have to wait. That's the story of my fucking life, that is. Dragged me out, frightened by my nakedness. Frightened by my nakedness. I'm just going to have to do that one now. Frightened by my own sweet smell. I tell you what, I've never been frightened by my own sweet smell. Frightened by my own other smell. I know hate. Words spit into a porous wind. Violence blows you in. If you're in the way, mine a victim of the cold parade. Sorry. Cold parade. Silence, some might say. Guess it came too late. Dragged me out, frightened by my nakedness. Fouled. I like that. Frightened by my own naked smell. Fouled by my own naked smell. I know hate. And it brings me comfort. Woe is me. Then it brings my back. Breaks my back. Precious pulls me under till I can't get back. And you might be sorry, but this time I know. Place is fought for, left alone. Sleep can't save my numbness. In my nakedness, in my own sweet smell. I like the fact, right? Bearing in mind, this guy he's talking about, he's wrote this himself. He's frightened, he's fouled, and he's loathed by his own smell. But it doesn't stop him saying how sweet it is. He's an enigma, this chap. I mean, who is this chap, anyway? David Usher? I hope it's not Usher who does all the, you know, the dance stuff, because it just seems a bit weird, doesn't it? But I don't think we're going to listen to any more of them, because I wasn't very impressed. I think it really does come to something, and this is really saying something, when you're more impressed by S Club 7 and Mel C than you are with Moist Creature. So I'm going to take that out. I was doing, oh god, radio, don't want any of that. I was doing separate cuts for each of these, but I seem to be like vastly running out of time because I've been doing far too much, so I'm going to have to start powering on with these. So the next up is, and I must admit it's a band, well, duo I've never heard of. Shane and Shane. Clean. They seem to be a very spiritual couple. Oh god. Well, duo like Ant and Dec. Probably not as good as Ant and Dec, and again, that's saying something. And I just want to give you a bit of a... so you can see Shane and Shane. I mean, do you think they look like twins? Like, they're twins, aren't they? You wouldn't call two brothers Shane and Shane. Oh, they've got a song called You and I. How beautiful. Jesus Christ, look at this. Also available from Shane and Shane. Now, I honestly thought that this was going to be a one album deal. But no, they've got... they've done duo albums, and they've done solos as well. We've got Shane and Shane Upstairs, which is, you know, God in it, heaven. Can't just be about fucking where the bathroom and the study is. Carry Away, carries you up, and Psalms. That's not quite so metaphoric, is it? It's just can't really think of a title with this one. Hymns or Psalms? Psalms. It's got a sign and S. Sounds a bit more. But then get this Shane Barnard, who is I've no idea which one. Rocks Won't Cry. If you want to see Rocks Won't Cry there, Rocks Won't Cry. No, they don't. And Window to the Inner Court. Well, and there's them on the old guitar. But then, I think he looks a little bit like Avid Merrion from Bo Selector and Keith Lemon back when he used to have his brace around his neck. It's like, hello, I play the guitar. That wasn't a very good impression, but you get what I'm saying. So yeah, let's have a little listen here with the old Shane and Shane. There we go, it's gone in now. So, oh god, I haven't even decided which one we're going to listen to. So I jumped forward a little bit there, I must admit, what with time being of the essence. Do I listen to Your Grace is Sufficient? Well, I think that's one, because I think that's brilliant. Like, Your Grace is Sufficient. That's like, your love's alright. This is God's grace, by the way. Your grace is sufficient. Sufficient is like the lowest level of just about does the job. So, I'm not very impressed with that, to be honest. So let's have a listen to that. Again, I don't know what year this was. 2004, they should have learnt better by now. No track numbers. So I gotta fucking count them, haven't I? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Which is the last song, so I probably didn't need to do that. Track 11. Here we go. Your grace is sufficient. I'll shut the windows because of his houses, bro.
Your grace is sufficient for me.
Oh. Yes.
Your strength is made perfect when I am weak, and all that I cling to, I lay at your feet. Your grace is sufficient for me. Your grace is sufficient for me. Your strength is made perfect when I am weak, and all that I cling to, I lay at your feet. Your grace is sufficient for me.
You came in like a wrecking ball, and all I want is damage. So to be honest, it just didn't really, it sounds alright, doesn't it really? It's quite pleasant. The guitars are, you know, pretty nice. Not quite nice singing, to be honest. Quite nice singing, quite nice guitar. And I must admit, I wasn't very impressed with the Grace is Sufficient thing, but I must admit, when it was sung, I don't know which Shane it was. It sounded quite nice. So yeah, and I must admit, I'm not huge on Christian music in general, but you know, I happily listen to stupid, silly, devilly stuff. So I've got no problem with listening to Christian music if it's good music. And there's a woman called Carrie Job, who's probably got one of the most amazing female voices I've ever heard in my life. And she does a few tracks, and she's always singing to God and everything, but you can always just swap the God bit over for a woman you fancy, and it normally works just as well. But she is absolutely amazing, and she sings quite similar to that, to be fair. And it really does, whether it's been blessed with God's love or whatever, it really does send an old happy teardrop down the old chest. So yeah, I mean, Shane is Shane. I mean, as stupid as this sounds, I probably am going to give them another listen when this is over. So yeah, Shane and Shane seem pretty good to me. I don't like the name, and I think they're opening themselves for ridicule. But there you go. There you go.